Alright, what's up, y'all? So I've been watching Real Housewives of Atlanta for a really long time, and I've always wanted to do like a review of the season, and I just always get there too late or just don't do it. So here I am. I'm gonna do it now. We're here, season 13, episode 1. I'm Wawa. If you've never seen my face before, I'm pretty sure you probably haven't. I really don't make that many videos, but my name is Wawa. I'm glad to have you here. So let's just get started. We about to get right into it because, you know, the first episode is usually not very explosive if the last season didn't end off on some sort of huge cliffhanger. You know, like the season when Porsha and Kandi had their like huge thing. We were super excited about the next season because we just wanted to know how that was going to work out. But like right now, losing Nene is kind of just like, well, not losing, but without having Nene, it is a little bit less exciting para mí. But I really do still like and enjoy a lot of the other ladies, so I was excited to, you know, to see them again. And also there is a new lady holding the peach this season, and that is Sidora. I actually have worked with Drew in the past. Very nice. In our working relationship, we worked very kind of distant. You know, she wouldn't know my name. Like if you were to be like, yo, you know, Wawa, she wouldn't. It might sound familiar, but she wouldn't be like, oh yeah, that's not her. Hell no, she wouldn't do that. But I'm excited to see her on this season as well because I kind of just want to see how she is in reality TV. You may remember her name from in her likeness and face and all that from the game. She was Drew Sidora that Derwin cheated on girl Melanie with and all that. They wasn't cheating at first or something like that. I don't know. I haven't been back to visit the game because I've been taking my old sweet time on one-on-one. But back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm excited for this season, so we just gonna bust down the major points of what's going on in this episode and pray for my consistency, guys. Hold me accountable. If you like this video, make sure that I make you another one, okay? All right. So to start off, we are opening up with them arriving for their quarantine confessionals, because obviously since we are in a new normal right now, shout out to Nene, since we are in a new normal right now, things have to be done differently. So the women have been in quarantine, and they've also obviously been filming the season, but then they have to come and, you know, shoot their confessionals. So during the time that they are preparing for this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, it is a lot going on. Outside of there being a worldwide just virus taking over this whole place that people are just not serious about, and please wear a mask. There was so much injustice going on socially against Black people, and George Floyd was brutally murdered in the streets, and Breonna Taylor was murdered in her bed during the time they were preparing for this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So they have footage. They're showing us footage from Porsha Luther King and from her iPhone camera. And we are getting, you know, at the scene protest materials and all things like that. And I was excited to see that Dennis was out there fighting for the cause with Porsha. I really was happy to see that. But we did have that. We also have Kenya, who is trying to deal with what she's going to do with Marc Daly. And honey, it would only take a man not that many times to talk to me the way that Marc talks to Kenya. Kenya doesn't deserve the way she's being treated by Marc. However, she is still just kind of struggling with what she wants to do with that based on Brooklyn and, you know, just the stresses that are taking on Marc in his daily life. I personally think that she gives him a lot more slack than she has ever given anybody I've ever seen her interact with ever. Like, I understand he's her husband and that's a different type of situation. However, like, she just can't even, Kenya not even the type of person to listen to what you got to say when she got an issue with you. Like, she just gonna come and attack you, and whatever she say is what's going on. Like, she is the person that's gonna come in with her own narrative, annihilate you with her words, call you the C word, call you everything but a child of God, and it just is what it is, and she's perfectly okay with it, and she's sitting up on her high horse, and there's nothing you can do about it because that's how she feels. And it's amazing that that's the person we have known Kenya to be, and then to see her on this other side being just so meek and so timid and just so not this lion that we're used to her being. And Kenya is from Detroit, and a lot of her behavior, I just don't like to be like, yeah, girl, we from the same place. And like, but it's like, I also understand being a woman who just is strong-minded, and like, but obviously we know Kenya can just be a little ridiculous at times. However, this is just a time where I feel like she is owed a little bit of grace. Like, I feel like she needs to just really strap it on and pull it in, and like, just, because where is the fire? Like, where is Kenya? Like, it looks like we're watching a shell of a woman, and it makes me a little bit upset. Like, I'm not the hugest Kenya Moore fan, but it hurts my feelings a little bit to see her like that. So, yeah, we're dealing with that as well. And Cynthia has been quarantined, honey. They've been chilling in quarantine. She been in LA with Mike Hill and all of their daughters, which I think is so adorable. But she's like, honey, I had no doubt in my mind I want to marry Mike Hill after quarantine. Which, listen, if you in a relationship with a person and y'all just on the brink of going to the next step, I know quarantine was that moment where y'all was like, you know. So yeah, I thought that was very real and relatable. So she was excited about that, and but she was excited to be back in Lake Bailey. So she had some of the ladies come over. She had Kandi come over, and she had Marlo come over, and of course Marlo, doing the most Hampton, was living up to her name, honey, because she came up there checking Cynthia temperature. She came to Cynthia house checking her temperature. But it's also like, period. It is a worldwide, it is a pandemic. Like, people are really getting sick and really dying out here. So yes, if you about to pull up to somebody's house, shoot, if you got a thermometer, do your thing. I understand, but they're still doing a lot. Like, that's still extra. But I'm here for that extra. I did think it was odd that Kandi and Cynthia had the same temperature as like Marlo. How much did you pay for that thermometer? But then she like, girl, we're not even 6 feet apart. We a little too close. And not her having the tape measure took me down. The tape measure took me down. But of course at the dinner they try to call Kenya, because these are her homegirls, Kandi and Cynthia at least. And so they try to call her, but she acts like she can't hear them. She could hear them. She like, Cynthia, you're like, no, she could hear you. She just wasn't trying to talk, which she could have just said, I'm not really trying to talk right now, or I'm in the middle of something, let me just give you a call back, or she could have just not answered. It would have been great. So yeah, we had that going on. Excuse me. Then we go to Kandi's house. And Kandi's house, we wash in the car. We got sweet little Ace out there. Todd, Blaze, with her. Kandi, how did you spit Blaze out? Because she's Kandi. Like we thought Riley looked exactly like Kandi. And Riley did look exactly like Kandi. But Blaze, look like Kandi. That's so cute to me. It's really like the proof that Kandi's jeans are just like it, because Ace don't even look like Todd. I think that's so cute. But yes, they are at Kandi's house and they're washing Riley's car as a family. And Riley is there in her denim skirt with her wig face beat. Honey, she's not washing a thing. She's out here to watch y'all wash her car. Amen. So Kandi and Riley get into a conversation about like Riley's dad and him not paying child support all this time and him just choosing not to be good to Riley and, you know, all that type of stuff. And so what we're seeing here is that our conflict for Kandi's storyline this season is going to be dealing with Riley's father. Excuse me. Dealing with Riley's father and how he owes her $100,000 in child support. And as Kandi said, basically said her. So, yeah, I'm interested to see how that storyline goes. Ty tried to put his 2 cents in about his relationship with Kayla and her, and Kandi and Riley was both like, thank you. Like, Ty, like, A and B, C, your way to watching that car. But yeah, so we had that going on, and then we also are, you know, visiting Porsha back and forth with going and dealing with the Breonna Taylor case. She linked up with Tamika Mallory, as we know from being on the internet. Yandy was also there, and they were trying to get the Attorney General of Kentucky to convict the police officers that murdered Breonna Taylor in her bed while she was asleep in her own home. And she ended up getting arrested, her as well as 87 other people. And she just said that it changed her life, and she just never bared her soul. Come on, Sammy Davis. And she just never bared her soul with anybody else in that short amount of time, and, you know, things like that. And they asked her, production asked her, like, so what was like your biggest takeaway from all of this? And she was like, that I'll do it again. And I'm like, yes, Porsha. Like, Porsha X, I'm living for Porsha X. Like, I love Porsha Luther King. I really do. I really do. I'm super here for it. Like, how do you go from, well, there has to be an opening so that the train can come through? If somebody's driving the train. How do you go from that to being arrested, you know what I'm saying, for the rights of your people? And I just loved it. I really, really, really love that for Porsha. And I also love that the ladies were so supportive. Like, girl, did you see what happened to Porsha? Yeah, I did. I sent her a text. I'm very proud of Porsha. And I just love Cynthia being like, I'm very proud of Porsha. Honey, because she gave very, because it wouldn't be me. I was very proud to see the ladies really giving Porsha support from afar and not being shady. Like, why the hell was she out there anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad that it wasn't like a missed, like they didn't miss what was really going on, because that happens a lot of time. And speaking of missing what's really going on, that brings me to Cynthia and her talking to Mike about her wedding. About their wedding. Key. There. And now Mike seems to have a solid and firm grasp on what's going on in the world at the time in which they want to get married. Now, to put all the facts on the table, Cynthia was married before to Peter. I can never think about Peter without thinking about Nene telling him he was acting like a damn bitch. Because we used to see Peter, we know what was going on, but you know what I'm saying, but Cynthia was married before. Obviously, that marriage didn't work out. It was also not the greatest, you know what I'm saying? It didn't seem like it was the greatest marriage. So she is 2020, and her and Mike have picked their perfect date, 10-10-2020, you know? We're bringing it all together, letting the numbers do the work. So Cynthia is really pressed about having her wedding on this day, which, you know, brides be like that. I got a little hole in my shirt. It's okay. But brides be like that. So, like, she is just like, I really just want to have it this day. And, like, if this is our perfect date, then I just don't, if we can't have everything that I want to have at the wedding and everyone I want to have at the wedding, then it just, maybe we shouldn't get married that day. Maybe that's God saying that we just should, wait a minute, like, she also prefaced all of this, but to be fair, she did preface all of her whining with, I have no doubt in my mind that I want to marry you. You know what I'm saying? So she did make that clear. She was like, this is not like a I don't want to marry you thing. This is just a I don't know if I want to marry you under these conditions type thing, which totally understood. But it's also like Mike was making the points. Mike was making so many points. You would think his last name was Jordan. He was making the points. Girl, mama, Miss Mamas, me and you, we still can get married. That's what we definitely can get married on 10-10-20. But it just don't have to be 250 people there. We don't need 250 people at our wedding. I really want to know why you felt like it even made sense to throw a tantrum about having a wedding with 250 people. Like, Mike was making all the points. We will still be married. We can get married on 10-10-20, and that can still be our anniversary. However, we can wait until have a ceremony until when the world is open. We can do that. He gave her the options. And she was just like, I know. It's like, girl, what are you crying about? Which I'm only being harsh to be funny, because I be crying about stuff like that too. But come on, like this is a situation where I would not have been irrational. Like the irrationality is like leaping out of her body. Like, come on. There's a global pandemic, honey. People are dying. And you want to bring 250 people plus us together to celebrate us getting married when we could possibly just be patient, get married privately, enjoy each other, then pop out ceremony style on the 1 year Annie. Like, you feel me? Y'all could have told people y'all was married. That's y'all business. Y'all do what y'all want to do. But like, you just don't want to be rational. You just want to put everybody in danger, Cynthia. I just feel like you really don't feel like that. Like, are they making... No, because I know that they don't... The Bravo cameras don't go to her wedding inside. They don't go inside her wedding. So I know you ended up having all these people there, but why you do that? It's because Atlanta wanted to open up all the way. Listen, Atlanta, y'all think y'all are immune to... Listen, the vibranium is not in the hookah. All right? Be safe down there. Put on a mask. Stay at home sometimes. You don't got to go to compound. You do not. But overall, we can tell that this episode was very just establishing. Kenya did go see a divorce attorney, and you know, he just kind of asked her little questions like, how was it the last time y'all visited, and you know, does he usually take Brooklyn by himself and all that type of stuff, which is so is oh, she does not deserve. But it's kind of like, I don't want to say that because that's just not it. It's just, but you do have to be very, very, very careful about how you treat other people, where your heart is when you say stuff to people. Like, you have to be very careful about that type of stuff. But you know, the attorney was just being very caring, and he was being very professional with Kenya. I think his name was Weems, like his last name was Weems or something like that. But Kenya is just, when she was on her way to the appointment with the lawyer, she talked about she can't zip up her dress, and she does look like she gained a lot of weight. Like, you can tell that on top of there being a pandemic, she's dealing with a man who is treating her like garbage, and she just not being able to wear it well. Like, obviously, who would wear it well? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's wearing on her. It's weighing on her. So it's totally understandable. But I really, really loved when afterwards, when the camera stepped out the room and it was just Kenya in the room with the attorney, and you can hear them speaking on the other side of the door, and he was just like, you got to get your fight back. Like, you know what I'm saying? This ain't you. Like, and I thought that was a very nice moment of a black man just kind of like holding the black woman up a little bit, just giving her a little bit of a nudge of encouragement, to just kind of be able to at least make it through the rest of that day. You know what I'm saying? Just gave her a little bit of something. I thought that was very nice. And then of course we get to the end and we get to the super cut, and then that's where we see my girl Drew. She gonna show up in there, and it looks like she gonna have a couple problems with Porsha, and I'm not here for that. I would really like for them to get along. And also, just to note, we're getting off of here, I do this a lot, but in reality, telling people where you from don't mean that you won't get your ass beat. I thank y'all so much for tuning in to my first Real Housewives of Atlanta episode recap review situation. I hope to see you guys again next week, because I hope I make the video and I'm being consistent. Like I said, please hold me accountable. If you enjoyed what you saw here today, please follow me follow me on Instagram. Please do that. And subscribe here on YouTube. Like, comment. Please tell me what you thought about the episode. If you tell me what are your expectations for this season. Like, I know we are missing a huge piece of what we are used to having on Real Housewives of Atlanta, but like, she been gone before. So, but what are you expecting this season? I'm excited to see what comes up. But thanks so much for being here. Have a good one. Bye.